Good Wednesday evening, coming at you from my kitchen. I am doing a little bit of a cook with me video today because it's been a while since I've done one of these, and it's also relevant to the vlog topic I wanted to talk about today. So I'm halfway through. I'll catch up to speed once I get through the intro of things, but basically what I want to talk about is a couple wins that I had today. So today was a really good day in retrospect. Or no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the cooking first. So tonight I'm making, it's easy, quick comfort food. And it's pretty healthy too. I'm making it even healthier, really. And it's a Greek dish that maybe I've talked about before. I don't know if it has a proper name. It's just called domata kevga, like tomato and egg. But I'm doing it in the like Japanified, accommodated version. I already have, let's see, I'll show you my ingredients. So I already have a tomato that I've just stir-fried in olive oil a little bit, just until it's like basically broken down till it's about the consistency of like maybe really chunky applesauce. I've got an egg. I've got some tofu because I want to bulk it up a little bit, add some more protein, but I don't want to use a ton of egg. And I've also got my salt and olive oil. You already saw that. And I use a little bit of dashi, which is like fish stock, because it adds some nice depth, some nice savory flavor to it. And then the last thing, which like my ancestors are turning over in their graves, I'm sure. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, yeah. So feta's really hard to come by in Japan, especially in small town Japan, which means that I'm using powdered Parmesan instead. I feel so gross about saying that I'm using that. But it adds the salty kick, and that's the salty bit of cheesiness, so desperate times have called for desperate measures. And I'm just gonna put this over rice, which will be done in 13 minutes. So I'll probably let this sit for a few minutes. Anyway, now that we've got that all out of the way, today's wins, and it's gonna be loud, so bear with me with the background noise. So today's wins, I had, let's see, okay. Well, first of all, I got a nice little refund. So I pay every month this like office fund, and it covers a bunch of different expenses. But one of them is travel expenses, and it's considering I didn't do any work paid travel this year, or at least nothing that my school covered. I got a nice big refund from all of that, so that was exciting. But really, what was nice today was a couple things. So I had a good teaching moment. I got some Blackboard time today, which is always fun. Because I overheard a couple of the students right at the beginning of class talking about, oh, I'm many happy. And as cute as that is, I was like, okay, that's cute, but maybe let's teach you what the actual English is. And most of them do know, even though they're first years, junior high, so they're about the equivalent of like grade 7th grade. But I wanted to illustrate it, so what I did was I drew a little like picture on the blackboard. So for very happy, I drew happy with some arrows going up to like big, like very happy. And then for many happy, I drew the word happy like 5 or 6 times on the board, circled it, and drew many happy. And so based on like the reactions and the laughs and all that I was getting, I mean, a lot of the students already knew the difference, but for the ones who didn't, I think they actually figured it out. Just a bit of salt. I'm adding in the tofu now just to let that cook a little bit. And I'm gonna add just like a splash of dashi. I'm not using any measures at all, but yeah. I want to add the cheese and the egg last, because the egg is the most finicky, because egg can overcook. And then the cheese, I don't want it to burn or anything. So right now, actually, this actually doesn't look too bad. I need to reduce some more, but you can see I've got my little like sizzling tofu and tomato stuff with a bit of dashi flavor coming off of it. Anyway, so the other win moment, I guess I can call it that, of the day was talking about my diet. Because I'm pescatarian, as you probably know. And so, the students, they all know, because I'm eating lunch with them, the students, they all know that I don't eat the school lunch. And I don't think they really know why, but today I was having a conversation with one of my English teachers. Like, we were having a little, like, demonstration conversation for them to practice. And we were doing, like, why and because questions. So she asked me, and if you know me in my personal life, I reluctantly will talk about why I eat the way I do. Pescatarian. I'm not a preacher. I'm sorry to my activist friends who are. You're doing animal God's work. Anyway, so my teacher, she asked me, oh, Jonathan Sensei, like, so, do you like meat? And I was like, well, okay, we're having this conversation now. So, no, oh, why don't you like meat? And the easiest reason that I could really think of, because it had to be simple grammar, was because it's bad for Earth. It's bad for the Earth. And so, some of the students who are better at English, they kind of like did a little, and then when the English teacher, when she translated it for the ones who weren't full up to speed, I got all these looks, and like of these students looking at me in a new way, which was really interesting. And like some, they kind of had a little dismissive, like, okay, whatever. But some were really considering it, like not I don't know what they were thinking exactly in their minds, but they were really like thinking about what I had just said. So that was a really cool moment, because I don't usually talk in such blunt terms about my diet in Japan, because you don't want to be disrespectful of cultures, but at the same time, we are killing this planet by eating meat. Anyway, so I did that in 2 of my classes, because it worked really well as an example. And in the second class, actually this was a nice, cute little woman, one of the students, she did a little like, so I think she's an animal lover. She's so cute. Anyway, so last step, just adding some cheese. You can also add pepper to this dish if you want, but actually maybe I will. No, it smells good. It's fine. Let's take the heat off. Let's see, I'll add a bit more cheese, and then I'll show you what's going on down here. So that was the first time really navigating that conversation with my students, because even when I talk about not eating the same food as them at lunch, I don't have the vocabulary, I don't have the grammar to really express myself in Japanese, so I just say, I can't eat meat. Or some of the older students, I tell them, I can eat meat, but I choose not to eat meat. Anyway, so here's what we have going on down here. It looks like mush. It does not look like anything special. And it is mush. But it's gonna be delicious. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little taste test, because you're on camera. Needs more cheese. No. Yes. This is how I cook, by the way. Okay. Maybe like a splash? Okay, yeah. That's good. Always season your food, people. Anyway, so that was my victories of the day. Oh, and they had melon puns at lunch. Melon bread, which are so good. I love them. And I got to have one of the leftovers, so I'm happy. Yeah, I don't know. For people who don't eat a standard diet in Japan, I'm always interested to know what your experiences are. And if there's any resources that I'm missing out on. So I know there's a few things in Fukuoka, in the big city, but I don't live close enough to go there that much. So I'm always interested to hear about things. Anyway, I have to cover that because my rice isn't ready yet. But hope you enjoyed cooking with me, and I'll see you next time. Peace, love, and happiness. Mwah.